Welcome back, everyone. Okay, today we're diving into an explainer on a seriously popular home core routine. It makes a pretty bold promise, right? Completely transforming your midsection in just over 3 weeks. We're going to explore the biomechanics, the totally unique workout structure, and, well, the psychology behind this exact routine together. And the best part? Whether you're a total fitness novice or a seasoned athlete, there's a very specific methodology at play here that makes this scalable for absolutely everyone. Let's see how it actually works.
So, the big question, can you really get a six-pack in just 22 days? I mean, the fitness world is literally full of exaggerated claims, so let's look at what the actual methodology reveals here. Look, if you're starting out with a higher body fat percentage, 22 days is simply not going to magically unveil a deeply carved set of abs. But hey, don't click away just yet, because what this 22-day window actually offers is something far more valuable, and honestly, way more permanent than just a quick fix.
Part 1. The 22-day reality check.
Now, if you're currently sitting in the mid-teens for your body fat percentage, you've definitely got a distinct advantage here. In 22 days, you actually can start to see your abs visibly show. It might not be a completely shredded, razor-sharp six-pack, but that definition will absolutely begin to pop. Now, let's contrast that with the 30% range. If that's you, your 22-day outcome looks a bit different. Your focus right now is entirely on adopting the habit and layering in the nutritional changes you'll need to eventually carve away that overlying body fat. Because remember, regardless of where you're starting, a solid nutrition plan is universally required to reveal the muscle underneath. No way around it.
Here's the real secret though. The physical six-pack? It's kind of just a secondary byproduct. The true goal is right here. 22 days is actually the scientifically recognized window required to adopt a brand new habit. Right now, so many of us are having our daily routines disrupted, you know? Well, this program flips that disruption into a massive advantage. If you can commit to doing this for just 22 days, you're turning a temporary fitness challenge into a permanent lifestyle shift. It's a real game changer.
Moving on to part 2, extinction training. This concept of extinction training is literally the engine that makes this entire workout function for both a total beginner and a super advanced athlete. Instead of just mindlessly doing, say, 3 sets of 10, you're given a very specific target, either a number of reps or a set time limit. You hit that goal, you take a severely strict 10-second rest, and then you do it again. You keep repeating this loop until you literally cannot hit the target anymore. The second you fail, boom, you've become extinct on that exercise. The loop itself is beautifully simple. Step 1, you hit your target. Step 2, you take that 10-second rest, and trust me, you are gonna earn every single second of that breather. Step 3, you repeat it until your muscles completely fail and you go extinct. Only then, at step 4, do you actually move on to the next exercise in the circuit. Now, if you're a beginner, you might get knocked out on the very first or second round, and you know what? That is perfectly fine. That just means this routine has plenty of room to grow with you over the next 3 weeks.
All right, section 3, bottom-up ab exercises.
Okay, so here's your roadmap for this first block of the workout. As you can see, we've got a great mix of rep-based goals and time-based goals. We're moving from the lower abs right into rotational movements, integrating the upper back, and then heavily targeting the obliques. Go ahead and take a mental snapshot of this, because we're going to break down the exact form for each of these 4 movements right now. The magic number to kick things off is 5. Just 5 reps for our first exercise, the W raise. But actually, scratch that just, because the form here is incredibly precise. You start with your legs low toward the ground, bring them halfway up, and then you lift your pelvis to clear your hips entirely off the floor. Then you lower your legs down to form the outer edge of a W shape, come all the way down, back up, and reverse it. It's this intense 3-part lower abs sequence. You do your 5 reps, rest 10 seconds, and repeat until you go extinct.
Which builds right into our next target, 45. That's 45 seconds of Black Widow knee slides. This movement introduces bottom-up rotation. Basically, you cross your knee over your body and drive it into the opposite elbow. But here's the secret sauce. You don't just touch the elbow, you actively slide that knee up your forearm. That specific upward slide creates an intense posterior pelvic tilt, and it will completely light up your abdominal engagement.
Next up, we shift to a target of 10 reps for the butterfly sit-up. This exercise is pretty unique because you're actually allowed to use your arms to generate a little bit of momentum to get yourself off the ground. But in doing so, we unlock a really cool bonus benefit. You are actively engaging the backside muscles of your upper back. It's a fantastic 2-for-1 movement. Again, you hit those 10 reps, rest exactly 10 seconds, and just keep going until failure.
To close out this bottom-up sequence, we're hitting another 45-second target with the seated corkscrew.
Here, we're stepping away from the main rectus abdominis and aggressively targeting the obliques. And as the source material points out, developing your obliques is what visually tapers in the midsection. You place your hands behind your body for support and drive your knees in and across your torso, squeezing those obliques for a full 45 seconds. Let me tell you, earning that 10-second rest here is going to be incredibly tough.
Part 4. Top-down ab exercises.
So, why the sudden switch to top-down movements right at the end of the workout? Well, by focusing purely on moving your upper torso, we completely eliminate the heavy weight of your legs. This is much easier to accommodate when you're physically exhausted, but to make it effective, it relies heavily on your ability to deeply hold and pause that muscle contraction right at the top of the movement.
And that brings us to the levitation crunch. The goal here is 10 completely pristine reps. The execution is simple, but man, is it brutal. You lift yourself up just enough to clear your shoulder blades off the ground, and then you hold it. That's the levitation part. You pause at the very top for a strict 1 or 2 count, forcing those upper abs to endure a tremendous isometric contraction. 10 reps, 10 seconds of rest until extinction.
Finally, our very last exercise target is 5 reps per side of the sit-up elbow thrust. This is our top-down rotational move, and it's meant to be super explosive. You sit all the way up, aggressively drive your elbow across your body, return to the center, and lower yourself back down. Now, doing 5 per side might sound pretty easy when you're fresh, but remember, you're doing this in a highly fatigued state. That extinction mechanic is going to catch up to you very quickly on this one.
And that brings us to Section 5, the consistency challenge. Now, the source material hammers home one absolutely critical point. You just got to make sure that you're doing it 22 days is all I'm looking for. This right here, this is the ultimate metric of success for the whole program. It doesn't matter if you start with higher body fat. It doesn't even matter if you get knocked out in the very first round of extinction training. The physical output is secondary to the massive psychological victory of simply showing up and doing the work for 22 consecutive days.
So, to wrap this all up, the six-pack is basically just the hook, right? The real prize here is the habit itself. We so often view disruptions in our daily lives as setbacks, but they can just as easily be embraced as huge opportunities to shift your lifestyle permanently. You've got the blueprint now. You understand the extinction mechanics. The only question left is, are you going to let the next 22 days be just another disruption, or will you use them to forge a habit that outlasts any excuse? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, everyone. Stay curious, keep showing up, and I'll catch you on the next one.